Hello everyone, welcome back to Dev's Two Cents. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, like if you enjoy the video. But anyways, right now I don't really have anything scripted again, and I just want to talk to you guys about something that happened to me today. So, I'm on my way home, and for some reason, something just happens where I have like a panic attack, almost like anxiety. Um, Now I get this like feeling in my head where it's almost like someone blew a balloon in my head, or there's like an air bubble in my head or something like that. And to be honest, this has kind of been an issue for about a year now. And originally back then, talking to my doctor, basically what happened was, it's like a blood pressure type of thing where my blood pressure is high. um Back maybe a year ago, I worked like 2 months straight, and that's when things just started happening where I was taking Tylenol like every other day, and I just couldn't get off the feeling. Eventually I got like a day off every week now, and basically, I thought I was like better. Um but honestly, the last like month and a half, like this is like my third like panic attack, like almost like something's wrong, but I don't know what it is. Now, if you guys have experienced this, or if you know what I'm going through, please comment down below, because of course, sometimes my mind starts racing, and you think of the worst. God forbid, like something like brain tumor or head tumor or something like that. Gosh, I even hate saying it, but um, yeah, it's weird. Like I try to massage my head, and it doesn't really like change anything. Um, Actually, to be honest, like right now I'm okay, but I took my blood pressure today. Like I got home as soon as I could, took it, and it was like 144 over 79. So again, I know it's not good. To be honest, like I've had readings in the 140s, 130s. I took it later on when I felt a little bit more relaxed, and it was 119. So I mean that's a positive. Um, Went to the walk-in clinic, but fortunately they were at capacity. So I mean it was an hour before closing. So anyways, they told me to go back tomorrow. So gonna go check with them, and I got an appointment with my doctor on Wednesday anyways. But um to be honest, I think this is a good thing to talk about, for you guys to listen to, because honestly, when I got my job as a PSW, I was not this past January, but the January before, January, or sorry, February 2025. You know, first like serious job, I guess. And I'm just like working, and usually I've had jobs where like I could get days off whenever, and then this job, it's like I could take days off, but um you know as an adult, you get more and more bills to pay and more commitments, and it's almost like you can't take that break. There's no summer vacation unfortunately. um but anyways, this kind of relates to the what's going on with like my body or pain, because before that I was actually like biking every single day on my stationary bike. Had this thing where I biked every day for an hour. Kept track of it on my phone to see like my longest streaks. I've had like 6 month streaks or whatever, and depending on like if I had a sickness or something. um Actually, Joe Rogan was the one who, I saw that clip of him saying like just get like an hour exercise a day. Long story short, when I got my job, I started taking more days off, and then just got lazy, and then crappy, and then start stuff happened to my body where I honestly thought I was having a heart attack, because I got this like sharp pain here, almost like I'm being stabbed in the chest, right? Almost like a weakness or something like that here, and then also in my back. And one time, you know I guess this is like me being a man or something, and it's so dumb because it hit me so hard where like I'm just stumbling all over the place. And for like that whole day was, I don't even know how to describe it. Like I woke up, and basically my legs were, it's almost like I ran a marathon or something. I was so tired, and I just kept sleeping in different rooms trying to get comfortable. I took some hot baths which is kind of weird, which to be honest is kind of a dumb idea if I like passed out or something. But nothing seemed to work, and then I took a Tylenol, and then that sharp pain happened late in the afternoon, after I ate something, I think. And again, it was like, oh my god, something's like stabbing me or something. I took see, this is even worse because I think I did feel it like kind of creeping up my neck, right? So now looking back, it's like, was I having a stroke or something? This is so bad, or heart attack, I don't know. But anyways, I remember it's like my third shower, just trying to get comfortable, trying to have heat therapy, right? That wasn't working. Stumbled out of the shower, and then I got dizzy in the hallway, and I came in my room and I just collapsed on the bed. And once I laid on my stomach on my bed, it was just like almost like relieved, like, oh, I feel better. And my hair's wet and everything on my pillow, and I'm just like, I'm not moving from the spot. And a couple days later, or I knew it was something because a couple days later, like, it's almost like those parts were like recovering from something, right? Like how you get a cut and it'll heal over, but then there's that kind of like pain or whatever, or sensitivity that'll last. Yeah, so it's the same thing. I'm getting a little off track here, but basically, back to my head, I was dealing with those headaches, that those 2 months I was working, I was crushing Tylenol every other day, and, I got my one day off, and then, like, it was, like, better. But honestly, like, this air bubble feeling, it's weird. Some days it's like it's there. When I lie on my pillow, it's like I could feel it a little more. I'm not going to say it's moving. Also, the feeling, like, if you're wondering if it's pain, it's not pain, but it's just like it's there, if you know what I mean. And so I don't know if it's like my anxiety is from that. But anyways, I'm got back to my doctor, I think a couple months ago now, and he basically just told me, like, you're 200 pounds. I think I'm 5'8", so 25 years old right now. Turning 26 in next month. And yeah, he just told me, like, oh yeah, you're overweight. So I'm like, I knew he was gonna say it, but, like, it's just not easy to listen to or hear. So I told him about my thing about going to the gym and stuff, and having that feeling here. And he just told me that, like, careful of your intensity, and this past year I was just on and off, not consistent. So it's like if you go to the gym, like, after like 4 months, let's say, and then you start doing some weights, and, like, you're getting this chest pain, right? It's not necessarily something you'd be worried about, but you don't have to go so intense. So anyways, he just told me, like, instead of biking for an hour, just do like 30 minutes a day. He didn't even tell me, like, every day. I think he said, like, go for a walk a couple days a week or something. So long story short, been doing that, kind of been like on and off, where I'd miss some days here and there. But anyways, I think after today, I think, like, I realize, okay, I need to take my health more seriously. I've been doing this fast twice a week, 24-hour fast. So from Sunday 6 p.m. to Monday 6 p.m. I don't eat anything. And then on Wednesday 6 p.m. to Thursday 6 p.m. I don't eat anything. So, of course, I'll drink some water that period only. But yeah, no food, nothing like that besides water. And actually, I checked my weight today, and I was actually 190. So, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what my target weight should be. I think my friend, he's like 5'7", I think he told me, and I think he's like 150, 160 on a bad day. So, I'm going to try to get down to 180, and we'll just see, like, how much weight I could lose, and to see it improves. But I'm going to see my doctor on Wednesday, like I said, and I don't know if there's, like, a test maybe I should do, or like MRI or some type of scan or something. I don't know, just to make sure everything's okay. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of like my 2 cents for today. I'm trying to make this channel kind of like a moist critical, or, if you know that YouTuber. I just want to, like, talk about different stuff. whether it gets 1 view or 1,000 views, whatever it is. Yeah, if any of you like have dealt with this or kind of know what I'm going through, yeah, let me know in the comments. Oh, in terms of like burning out and work anxiety, like I just want to say something like, I mean, I'm not a guy to admit if I'm burnt out or anything. Um, I don't think I am. I get my day off, 1 day a week, and I go to Jays games, I do fun stuff, right? Um, so I don't really know, but and then in terms of like anxiety, I mean, I'm not like an anxious person, I guess. That being said, it's not like I'm a person to admit that type of stuff. So yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you a little detail on what I'm going through, and yeah, hopefully this video was educational in some, I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, comment, any tips or something. I'm gonna try to do some meal prep or something, and gonna get to biking an hour a day, starting today, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to like eat clean or something and try to get my weight down. Maybe shoot for like 180 in a month or something. We'll see. Um, anyways, this video is getting too long. So, anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.